The silence was oppressive, a physical weight pressing against Rhys's temples. The lullaby, once a guiding beacon, now felt like a mocking echo in the cavernous mountain. He stumbled, bracing himself against the rough-hewn wall, the stone cold and ebb against his cheek. Vogel's mental assault had subsided, replaced by a chilling quietude. Why? Rhys projected, the word of fragile thought sent into the suffocating stillness. No response. Only the silence. He continued, drawing on the reserve of strength the feather seemed to imbue. Why the rage? Why the destruction? I flicker. I ripple in the oppressive stillness. Not a voice, not precisely, but a sensation, a wash of grief and burning resentment that threatened to drown Rhys in its intensity. It wasn't direct asterisk at him, but asterisk for him, a torrent of emotion from a source too vast and old to comprehend. He saw it then. Not with his eyes, but with his mind. A vision more vivid than any he's experienced before. Veridium, not as a dying husk of stone and memory, but as a vibrant paradise. Towering trees bearing fruit of impossible colors, rivers of liquid light winding through valleys teeming with life, creatures he couldn't name, beautiful and strange, flitting through the air. A civilization, advanced beyond anything he could imagine, living in harmony with the mountain's power. Then the shattering. A blinding flash of energy ripping through the idyllic landscape. Structures collapsing, forests burning, the vibrant colors fading into a monochrome despair, people screaming. The vision abruptly ended, leaving Rhys reeling, the echoes of the catastrophe ringing in his mind. They destroyed themselves. Rhys gasped, the words torn from his throat. A sensation, this time colder, more distant. A single clear thought, not a deluge of emotion. Covetousness. Rhys struggled to comprehend. Covetousness. Or did they covet? The power. The heart power. My people desired it for themselves. They waged war. They stole. They destroyed. You, Rhys projected, the question trembling with disbelief. You were part of this. The chill intensified. I was a young man. A warrior. I believed in our cause. I believed we were bringing order to chaos. Rhys felt a pang of something akin to pity, but he saw what it did. The destruction. The suffering. I saw. And I mourned. I mourned the loss of paradise. I vowed to restore it. By destroying what remained. By unleashing more pain. Rhys challenged, feeling a surge of righteous anger. The chill receded slightly, replaced by a flicker of something hesitant. I saw the swift end. A clean slate. I believed I could harness the heart's power and rebuild Veridium in its entirety. And you failed. Underestimated the heart's resilience. It bound itself to the mountain. I entered the Rhys felt the weight of the mountain pressing down on him, a sense of ancient sorrow that permeated every star. He understood now. Vogel wasn't merely a power-hungry villain. He was a broken man, driven by a grief so profound it had twisted into a destructive obsession. There has to be another way, Rhys projected, the words a desperate plea. A way to heal the mountain. To heal you. A pause. A silence so complete, it felt like the very air held its breath. Then, a voice. Not Vogel's, but something else. Something deeper, older, and more resonant. It wasn't a voice he heard with his ears, but a presence that filled his mind. A sensation of profound peace. Follow, the lullaby. The lullaby? Rhys asked, bewildered. It is the key. It is the path. The ground beneath his feet shifted, and a new passage opened before him, carved into the rock as if by an unseen hand. The air grew warmer, and a faint, sweet fragrance drifted from the passage. The lullaby intensified, a guiding beacon in the darkness. He turned back, seeking some indication of Vogel's reaction. The presence was muted, distant, as if observing him from a vast, unimaginable distance. Ongoing, Rhys projected, the words a promise and a challenge. No response. Only the promise of the lullaby and the silent, watchful presence of the heart. He stepped into the new passage, leaving the familiar darkness behind. The passage spiraled downwards, the walls smooth and warm to the touch. He could feel the lullaby guiding him, pulling him deeper into the mountain's heart. He looked back one last time, wondering if he was making the right choice. He thought of Amelia, and the hope he carried for her safety. His journey wasn't just about healing the mountain, it was about finding a way to ensure her future. The passage opened into a small, slick-walled chamber. A tarnished lantern hung from the ceiling, cast in a weak, flickering light. Etched into the floor was a complex geometric pattern, radiating outwards from a central point. He recognized the pattern. It was the same pattern he's seen in fragments of memory, the same pattern that seemed to resonate with the mountain's power. It was a map, a key, a promise of something more. He knew with a certainty that defied explanation that his journey was far from over. The heart had given him a path, but it was up to him to follow it. And as he stared at the geometric pattern, he knew that the greatest challenges still lay ahead.